Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. 10 o'clock Monday morning. What is today? The 19th, April 19th. And it's a beautiful sunshiny day out this morning. Supposed to get up to 62. So, and then tomorrow we're supposed to have about 3 or 4 inches of snow. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe Michelle, maybe you send a little bit over your way. I don't our way here. Let's see. We'll meditate in about 2 minutes, okay? Thanks for joining this morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. It's Monday, April 19th. It's a beautiful sunshiny day out. It's supposed to get up to 62 today, so I'm going to enjoy that. And maybe Laura and I will get a hike in today, hopefully. My rib is feeling a bit better, a little bit better each day. It's been a longer healing process than I was hoping for, but Laura reminded me, ribs don't generally heal very quick, but in any case, it's all good. I'm grateful, and I wanted to let you know I'll be getting a new webcam, and it should get here, but hopefully, but no later than 3 days from now. That it's more of a professional webcam. So, because I've had a couple people talk to me about some background noise on occasion. That I think is coming from the camera. So I don't want any background noise. I want it to be nice and crisp and clear. And this camera's got good video and audio. So hopefully it will be a little clearer with less noise distractions in the background. And other than that, Mom is actually doing pretty good. We don't know for sure. She tested positive for COVID, but we're having her test again because she seems like she's doing pretty well through it all, and I know there's been some false positives that have come up. But in any case, we're grateful that she's doing as well as she is. So thanks for your love and your prayers. Let's meditate. So just closing your eyes. Just allowing your body to completely relax and just really surrender into this moment. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And there's really nothing to hold on to, nothing at all. Anything that you feel you're holding on to, or you're trying, or you're putting forth effort. No doing, trying, effort in any way is required for this meditation. So I invite you just to let all of that go. And I invite you just to be present with me here right now in this moment. Meaning just letting go of all your past. And letting go about all your fears and worries about the future. I honestly feel like life keeps getting easier and easier every day. The more I just keep giving everything over to God and putting my trust and faith in God and life, that life and God truly are on our side. They only bring us experiences that feel we almost feel picked on. The mind, the ego feels picked on. It's like, why is this all happening to me? Doesn't God love me? Doesn't God care about me? actually, God completely loves you and adores you. And so God does not want to see you go through the stress as a combination of struggle and stressful. Does not want to see you go through the stressors of life. God wants you to live life to its fullest, to awaken to who you are, so that you can experience the glory of life, the glory of you, and the glory of God itself, that you are one. And so God is about bringing you these experiences not to pick on you, but to help you to see where you have been identifying with something as a truth that is a false truth, that is a false belief. And so God is about helping you to become clear something, because I'm feeling the stress and struggle, there's something here that I need to let go of. There's some, at the very core of it, there is some fear that is not real. There's some fear that is not real. That's really what it comes down to. Every fear we have is a lie. Because at the core of who you are is peace, is joy, is love. And I'm not sharing that with you. I always say this. I don't want to persuade you or convince you. I want you to have this experience for yourself, so that you know what I'm saying isn't a belief, that is the absolute truth. And you know, I share with you that you're whole, that you're complete. It's only the ego, the person, the idea and self-image of who we think we are that is broken and incomplete and needs healing and needs fixing. And one of the things I love that my teacher has shared and Mooji has shared, and I believe probably most of the Awakened teachers have shared this in some way, some kind of metaphor. But Sadashiva, my teacher, said that, you know, we basically spend so much time trying to heal issue by issue. And I believe Yogananda had said that it would take, if we did not go beyond the mind, it would take us 10,000 years to heal it all, meaning lifetime after lifetime. And so Sadashiva said, we're so busy healing issue by issue, and it's endless, it's infinite. There will always be issues to heal if you believe that you are your mind, if you believe the thoughts to be true. Because the mind is rooted in duality, which duality is rooted in fear. And we see that A Course in Miracles says there's only either fear or love. When you heal the fear, only love remains. How do you heal the fear? Well, you can heal the fear, or you can simply transcend it. And so what I want to say that Sadashiva had shared is that we spend all this time healing issue by issue. And he used the metaphor, it's like having a tree and cutting off branch by branch. When you cut off 2 branches, there might be another 3 or 4 that grow back. Instead of cutting off branch by branch, why not just remove the tree from its root? What is he referring to there? He means that when you recognize that you are not your thoughts, that you are not your mind, and you are not all the stories in your mind, which we call the person, you don't have to heal issue by issue. All you have to do is simply become aware, okay, I see I am not my thoughts. I see I am not the stories in my head. I see that I'm not my mind or my body. When you see that and you awaken to that truth, then you don't need to listen to any of those so-called issues and problems. You simply can be aware of them and then come back to the present moment, which is coming back home to the truth of who you are, which is beyond the mind and the body. And that's what we're about in this meditation. Emptying out all those things that you are not, so that only the truth of you that remains, which is, if there's only fear or love, and you're not caught in the fear, you're not caught in the mind, then the only thing that can remain is love, is peace, is joy, is God and you. Life truly doesn't have to be so hard. It really doesn't. And we all make it harder than we need to. And I want to give a shout out to my dear friend who I am literally moved and touched by in my heart right now, and that is you, Michelle, if you're here today, and usually you are. I watch how she lives her life, and I haven't physically seen her in a while, but I watch her on Facebook, and I know who she is, and she really lives her life in joy, and she truly is my teacher. A teacher to see how life can be fun and playful, and to remind us that God is not wanting this journey to be hard. Your awakening is not about just being serious and in the struggle, which quite frankly I've done so many times. And so I'm grateful for Michelle, and I'm also grateful for my wife, Laura, that she has this beautiful compass, this playful compass that leads us to playfulness, that leads us to fun and play and joy. And we get to have that. We get to have that as we explore this journey of life, on our journey to fully awakening and remembering the truth of who we are. I can get a little crazy at times when I'm coerced into that. And yes, I've been known to put on a dress. I've been known to be mostly naked and doing some activities with other friends just as a way of putting myself out there. And who knows who will listen to this meditation, but my life is my life, and I'm grateful for it. And so one time for Laura's birthday, my mom had a boutique and bridal shop, and she had some adult gifts in there as well. One of them was like a thong that had an elephant trunk that fit rather appropriately on me, if you know what I mean. And I wore that along with a cowboy hat and cowboy boots as I sang Lady Luck to her. And that was my entire outfit. And as I walked away after I sang the song to her, and there was about 8 people in the room, of which we've all done clothing optional workshops, so they have all seen me in my pure beauty of who I am. And I walked away, and my buddy was kind enough to write Lady Luck on each cheek of my butt as I walked away. So, you know, it was such a fun experience. It was such a fun experience, and it brought joy and laughter and just fun. And we still talk about that to this day. In fact, a dear friend on Zoom 2 days ago celebrating Laura's birthday, there was 5 of us celebrating her birthday, and she did a collage of different pictures of us over the time, and we've done murder mysteries together, and we've explored, and we've had times where we shared from our heart, and we cried together, we laughed together. And she brought up all these beautiful pictures, and she had a song, thank you for being a friend, that she played to the collage of pictures. And at the very end of the collage was my ass on there that said Lady Luck, and it said the end with my butt there. So we've all had some fun over the years, and I have found that when I stretch myself and I let go of my fears and my worries about what other people will think, it's this beautiful experience of just shining brightly and just being the truth of who I am. And so I find sometimes my outrageousness stretches me beyond my mind, beyond my body, beyond my thoughts, into something greater, and reminds me of the beautiful joy and truth of who I am. And I'm here to help support you, to help you to remember the beautiful freedom, truth, and joy of who you are as well. And when we let go of our inhibitions and we let go of our mind that is rooted in fear quite oftentimes, then we begin to see the innocence and freedom and the bliss of God. We begin to connect and align with the bliss of God, which is our bliss, which is your bliss, which is you. So on this day, I invite you to let go of your inhibitions, let go of all these false beliefs that you are not enough for God, that you are not enough to be yourself. Let go of your beliefs that you need to have other people's approval, or that you even need their love. I got in a very intense argument with my brother a few days ago, and we both had some judgments of each other. And what's also true is I absolutely love it. I'm so grateful for it, and one of the things I appreciate about my brother is that he has always had the capacity to let go of those things that stand. He has always had this wonderful capacity to let go of that which stands in the way of just loving each other. And he had said some things that were judgmental to me, and it's okay. It's okay. And in the past, what would have happened, to be quite honest, because I've always looked at people's love and have needed their approval, and I still do some, but it's not near to the degree that I used to. And so I had this awareness about his judgment of some choices that I have made, and so in the past I would have called him up to clean it up right away. Why did I need to clean it up right away? Because I needed his love and I needed his approval, or so I thought. And this time I noticed that he had these judgments, and I'm like, you know what? It's okay. This is not for me to heal. This is for him to move beyond his judgments if he chooses to. And I don't want to try to persuade him or convince him or let him know, well, this is why I made these choices, and I don't think you're fully seeing the big picture, and somehow persuading him that my choice was good and it was right, and to get his love and approval. And instead I said, no, I'm going to simply let him be with whatever he needs to be with. Maybe he's already healed it. Maybe he hasn't. But it's this beautiful, beautiful process for me to just sit with. Maybe he's judging me. Possibly. I don't know. And it's okay. It's okay. Because the truth is, only my limited self, my personality, my person, only my person needs his love and approval. My true essence needs none of it. It is already love. It is already peace. It is already joy, and it is enough. And you are enough. You are enough. And there's nothing, not one single thing that you need to do to earn God's love or earn the love from your true self, because it's not even from your true self. It is as yourself. You are already love. You are already peace. You are already joy and truth. And you are God. You are one with our beloved Creator. And again, I'm not sharing this with you to try to persuade you or convince you of anything. But I do invite you, as I quite often do, to just let go of all those stories that say you're not enough and that you need somebody else's love and approval to be enough. I invite you to just let go of that story. And I invite you to let go of the story that says that you have to do something in order to earn God's love. And again, you don't have to believe me on this, but I am inviting you to explore with me. To just let go of all those limited beliefs, all those negative thoughts that you have about yourself, all those thoughts about whether you are worthy enough. Which, again, it's all these thoughts of feeling our lack of self-worth that kind of forces us into lean on others, because we feel we are not enough. So we lean on others for their love and approval. And so I'm inviting you to let go of all of that. And I absolutely tell you that you are enough, but my words are not enough. You must have this direct experience for yourself. And I also invite you to let go of this story that you are something physical. And I feel like I want to share this again. I shared this the other day, and that is, even as a baby and not knowing the words of what to say, there is this consciousness that helps us to realize that we exist. And if I asked you, how do you know you're here right now? How do you know you're here? There's something that recognizes that you exist, that you are here. That doesn't take any knowledge. It doesn't take any sort of intelligence. It doesn't take anything physical at all. There is simply this consciousness, this awareness that you have that you exist. And so it's that awareness, that conscious awareness to see that you can come from, to see that you are not your thoughts, you are not your feelings, you are not your perceptions, you are not your actions. You are the one that is without physical form, that is beyond anything physical, form, with any, beyond any form, beyond any shape, that is simply aware, conscious and aware of the thoughts, conscious and aware of the feelings, aware of the perceptions, things that you perceive that may be completely different than what somebody else perceives. You might see a cow But what somebody else sees, we don't know. We describe it as a cow, but their experience, their perception may be completely different than yours. And you are not your actions. That is consciousness expressing itself through you, just like consciousness thinking through you. The thoughts come through you from consciousness, the feelings, the perceptions, the actions. You are the one that doesn't require any physical form, that is simply conscious and aware of all of those things. And at the very core of who you are the formless, empty witness to all of it. The thoughts, the feelings, the perceptions, the actions. You're aware of your body. You're a witness to your five senses. You're a witness to your experiences. And you, as the witness, doesn't need to fix or change or heal any of them, and doesn't need any of them or any of life or any person, including your limited self, to be any different than what it is. That is why you are peace, because you're able to witness all of it without needing to fix or change any of it. And when you are rooted in that truth, you are that truth. Action arises out of the stillness, out of the silence, and you express yourself as your God essence. You express from that place. Not because you need life to be any different than what it is, because God is simply expressing itself through you and as you. And that is always rooted in love, in peace, in joy. So the love and the peace and the joy express themselves not out of a need to fix or change the world. That is a myth. But simply because that is a natural expression of who you are. I've shared this story in the past, and it was a very powerful experience for me. And as I lay in bed, this was, I suppose, 25 years ago, as I was laying in bed, the message kept coming to me over and over and over again until I got up and I wrote it down. And the message was, Jesus did not come here to change the world. Jesus came here to love and accept the world, and through that, the world changed. Jesus did not come here to fix or change the world. He came here to love and accept everyone in the world. And because of his love and acceptance, the world changed. And if you look at somebody to recognize that they too are not their bodies, they are not their minds, they are not their thoughts, their feelings, their perceptions, or their actions, if you can see that and look at them with pure eyes of love and joy and beauty, and without any need to fix or change them, you can have the same impact on the world that Jesus did. Because they feel your love, your unconditional love that doesn't ask one single thing of them. And that is true love. And if I would have asked my brother to change to fit my needs, so that I didn't have to go through my own pain of feeling judged, if I would have said, "You're wrong and you need to change," that is not unconditional love and is not coming from the truth of who I am, which is pure love. So when you can learn to look into another's eyes without any need to fix or change them, then you give them the greatest gift of all. Now, what happens? We're all rooted quite oftentimes. Let me rephrase that. We are quite oftentimes rooted in our person and not in our true essence, our true nature. And so quite oftentimes we come from a place of needing to fix or change others. And so if in that moment you're not being unconditional with your love, what do? You simply notice that. You simply notice that you notice your person is wanting them to be different. You're judging them, and you are the awareness behind the judgment. You, as the witness, is simply noticing, wow, I'm noticing this thought that I'm really pissed at them. I'm noticing this feeling, and you're present with your feelings. I'm noticing this feeling that I'm really angry and disturbed at them. And I'm noticing that my person is aware of these things but wants to fix them. And me, the true me, is simply a witness to all of it and not needing to fix or change any of it. And that's what true awakening is. Being a witness without needing to fix or changing any of it. It doesn't mean that you're not being judgmental. It doesn't mean that you're wanting this person to be different. It doesn't mean that you have your fears. It doesn't mean that you're angry or judgment or even hateful. It doesn't mean any of those things. It means that you are the one that is a witness to those things without needing to fix or change any of it. But you're also a witness to the one that wants to fix or change any of it. Do you see that? When I'm saying, I'm not saying you shouldn't try to not be judgmental. You don't try. I'm not saying you should try to not be judgmental. I'm not saying you should try to be loving. I'm not saying you should try to be any of these things or not be hateful. I'm not saying you should try to avoid hating people. I'm saying notice when you're hating people. Notice when you're angry. Notice when you're feeling frustrated. Notice the thoughts and be a witness to all of them. That is you, the one who is a witness to all of those experiences. That's why when Eckhart Tolle says, the situation is never the problem, your reaction to it is. But only if you are reacting and caught in the person, when you are aware of the situation and you are aware of your judgments, you are aware of your feelings, you're aware of your desire and attachment for it to be different than what it is. When you are coming from that place of awareness as the witness, you can have any experience in the world, any thought in the world, any feeling in the world, and you will still be the peace, joy, and love of who you are. So right now, I just invite you to let go of anything that you're caught in, the stress, the struggle, the suffering. And I simply ask you the question, are you ready to end the stress, the struggle, and the suffering? A sincere question, are you ready to end that? Because if you are, and when you are, and you just choose it, and you have that capacity to choose it right now, to just say, Father, I don't want to continue the stress and the struggle. I want to experience the peace, the joy, and the truth of who I am. And so I'm giving you everything that blocks me from knowing the truth of who I am and that peace that is here as I am right now in this moment. Now, does that mean you experience instant peace? Maybe, maybe not. It's possible it could happen this very moment. And by the way, I invite you to let go of waiting for something else to happen in order to experience that truth. But what's also true is God may come along and give you certain experiences that you may feel you're getting slapped around a little bit. But God is not slapping you around. God is simply giving you an experience that you are resisting and fighting against, and there's something for you to learn there. There is something for you to let go of, this false belief that feels like you're getting slapped around. So God is simply giving you an experience, and you don't like the experience, so that's where you feel like you're getting slapped around. But God is saying, no, no, no. I love you. I love you. I adore you. And I am giving you this experience that can be experiencing complete peace and complete joy and love. But because you have something going on with this, you're not experiencing in that way as the truth. And so I'm just highlighting this very thing that is blocking you from peace and truth right now in this moment. What's going through my mind right now is just feeling how grateful I am right now for this meditation. I'm feeling so grateful for the words that are flowing through. I'm feeling so grateful of how clearly God is communicating right now. I'm feeling so grateful for you and life and just being a witness to all of it. That's all it is, just being a witness. Just witnessing the anger, the hatred, the frustration, and witnessing the joy and the love and the peace, witnessing the experiences, witnessing the five senses. And that witnessing doesn't require anything physical whatsoever. It doesn't require your mind. It doesn't require you to learn something more. You don't have to have any knowledge whatsoever to recognize the truth of who you are, which is simply a witness to the knowledge. And when you're witnessing as the witness and as the core truth of who you are, you have access to the Akashic records, that storage within the cosmic universe that has access to any knowledge and is wisdom itself. You are wisdom itself. And when we step out of the way and beyond the false belief of who we are, we have access to all of it. That's why quite often I invite you to let go of all your past, including all your memories, all your experiences. You can even let go of all your knowledge. Knowledge can be good and it can be bad. But let's face it, some of the greatest criminal minds in this world have been very knowledgeable and very intelligent. It's not enough. There has to be wisdom that flows with it. And wisdom is not of the head. Wisdom is of the heart. I don't know that I want to say anything else. So much good has flowed through right now. I feel like just for us to just kind of bathe in this energy right now. And if your mind drifts, just notice that it's drifting. And if it ends up drifting and you have certain feelings, just notice the feelings. Just be present with them. Don't try to fight them or push them away. Don't try to push or fight any experience. Can you just fully surrender into life and into God and into your true essence right now in this moment. Just fully melting and surrendering into the very truth of who you are. Life and God itself. And so I just invite you just kind of to melt into and surrender into this energy and just bathe in this energy right now, in the divine perfection of who you are. And if your mind has drifted, just simply coming back to the present moment, just coming back to home, to who you are, the witness of it all. if your mind has drifted once again, just coming back to the present moment, coming back to being conscious awareness itself. And I'm going to begin to bring this meditation to completion. So if you'd like to meditate longer than this, please mute or turn off the device. And for those of you who are, and thank you so much too for coming and joining. To me, this was a very juicy meditation, and I'm grateful for it. For those of you who'd like to finish up, just taking in a nice deep breath. And just making sure you're fully rooted and grounded in this wonderful physical form that gets us around. And just moving your body a little bit. Fingers, toes, stretching. And taking your time, and whenever you're ready, opening your eyes. And I'm going to go over to Facebook, and if anybody wants to say hi on there, you're of course welcome to. Physical form that gets us around. Comments or questions. Let's see here. Michelle, thanks for the lovin'. Hopefully you're there at the beginning to hear my shout out to you there too, because I really appreciate how you live life. It's really inspiring to me. Let's see. So for those of you who didn't catch me at the beginning, I am getting a new webcam. I realize that there's been some static noise a bit in the background. A couple friends have cued me in on that, and so I've got a nice camera coming and a webcam, and so it should be a clear audio. I mean, this one's pretty clear, but I do know sounds sometimes when I listen back to it. There's some sounds in there that I'm not happy with. So I'll be getting that in, I think, another 3 days or so, and so I just wanted to let everybody know about that. Also wanted to let everybody know about COVID. My mom actually seems to be doing pretty well. We're asking them to do another test on her to make sure that she did in fact have COVID, because I know there's been some false positives on some of this stuff. So Laura and I both tested negative, as well as my my family. My one brother-in-law, who hasn't felt well, hasn't got his results back, so we don't know about that yet. So that's that. And let's see, Cheryl, thank you. I had to step away for part of the meditation. Okay, Cheryl, no problem. It's a wonderful meditation. So if you didn't catch it all, I think it's one that's worth repeating and going back. I thought just some good juicy stuff was flowing through. So, but thank you, Cheryl. I love you. I'm glad you were able to join. And let's see. I guess that's about it. Feel like there's something else. Oh, I had some stuff going on with my ribs. Let's see who sent those hearts there. I didn't see who that was. So thank you for whoever it was that sent the love and through. I appreciate that. Last, I feel like I just want to express my gratitude for you guys. For me, I can meditate on my own, and I do these meditations for myself as much as anybody, to be honest with you, because they're so satisfying and fulfilling to me. But the fact that you join in with me on it and share this experience with me, it's like watching a sunset. It's just better in company when you can just say, wow, that was really so nice. So for me, it's just touching for you to join me. So thank you for that. And I think that's about it for me. So if anybody wants to make any comments after this, it's still available on Facebook to look through it. Okay. Love you guys, and I'll be on 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Okay. Namaste, my friends.